Hi there, this is Chloe from Inner Whispers. Today I have a little small, it feels smaller than a normal low Scarabeo deck to unbox. It's the Santa Muerte Tarot. So it has the subtitle Memento Vivere rather than Memento Morti. So that's interesting. It's by Fabio Listrani, and it looks like it might be quite exciting. Let's take a look inside. As you can see, the Santa Muerte Tarot comes in quite a nice box. Let's have a look inside it. So there's this nice shiny gold leaf on the packaging. And some more of the gold inlay over here. Lots of shiny, love it. So we have the Santa Muerte Tarot book, and it's not black and white, it's brown scale. However, the second half at least is in other languages, so it's up to page 54, 53 basically, is in English. Card of the day, what the dead advise us, a quick tarot reading. So there's some spreads here at the back. The advice of the dead, the Ouija oracle of the dead. All right, and these are the card meanings. Swords, intellectual centre to be air. The page, an arcana is in continual movement, a messenger, a stranger with good news and contacts who comes from afar. The advice of the dead, this is the moment to become more independent and to manage your own affairs by yourself, given that you are more than able. Delaying this will only bring about problems. So fairly unusual in some ways. That's the Page of Wands. Yeah. Not sure that's how I would normally see the Page of Wands, but hey. So, there's sort of two spreads and a little bit about the artist and about the deck itself, and then we dive straight into the card meanings. So it's an expanded little white book that's not white. So the card back is fully reversible with skulls and red flowers and this little partial border. And as for the deck itself, so the title card, and then we have the Fool. I like that he's carrying a guitar and maybe a shotgun. Okay, and with the lovely butterfly. These. Okay, that's quite a funny magician. He's got this hat full of candles. I guess this might be a traditional Santa Muerte thing, and he's got the painting on his skull that they do with the Dia de los Muertos. And interesting also that there's the three cups, so kind of reminiscent of the trickster playing their sort of cups game. Yeah. The High Priestess, quite a dark take on this, but still with, like the moon under her foot. Doesn't have dark and light pillars, just has candles. And she's actually reading a book rather than it being a scroll on her lap. The Empress. It's funny to think how you can make a skeleton be sort of creative and feminine. I like the touch of the fan. And yeah, maybe the colours, this very deep red. So that's an interesting one. I do like the Emperor, actually. He's quite funny, especially with his machine gun. Oh, a bearded skull, that's funny. And you can see his ribs as well. And with a Ouija board. Okay. And look, you even have the detail of like skulls underneath. The Lovers. It looks almost like a toothbrush with wings, but I'm guessing that's supposed to be a key. The key to their heart. And maybe their actual hearts are inside that. Interesting concept. And they're carrying it together. So yeah, lots of interesting things going on there. It's not purely traditional, like here with the Chariot, we've got quite a lot of people, no clear two sort of directions, and we have this skull as well as all of these people and this skull as well. That's quite busy. I'm not sure I would, but you know, you do see the caravan type chariot. Strength. Looks like a masked avenger, but it's a skeleton one. Okay. Fighting some kind of a dragon. I don't know much about the Santa Muerte, Dia de los Muertos celebrations in different countries, so that dragon thing may be very traditional. I don't know. Someone else can enlighten me, I hope. And here we have the Hermit locked in his little coffin. That's a nice touch. And the Wheel of Fortune. Ah, okay, interesting. We have the Dark Death and the Light Death and the Scythes. That's a really interesting taken with the sands of time flowing. Justice, with a scythe instead of a sword, but still the scales. Not blindfolded, and the scales are balanced. Always interesting things to notice symbolically. And with a wall of skulls behind. The ages past looking down upon us. Oh, the Hanged Man has lost his head. Okay, that's funny. And this is death itself, the Santa Muerte. Interesting that she has this kind of pregnant belly and the little cot in front of her. Moving on to Temperance. She looks like she should be going to a party. But she is pouring liquid, though it's poured in a very natural way. And interesting sort of square top pyramid behind her. And the butterflies of transformation. So there's some interesting different symbolism. There's also the cactuses, which hold on to their water. Devil, horned, and with his little puppet singers. The tower, now that's complicated. This is almost like it's the inside of the tower. I feel like, which way round is it? Okay. That's very unusual. The star, almost immersed in water, pouring it out, and with the sort of more symbolic kind of star above. It's not a real looking star. The moon, seen in the water, so very unclear. That works nicely for the whole dark side and the uncertainty. And she sees herself as a skeleton, while actually out here she's a person. I think I'm reading that right. And the sun. Judgment. Ooh, we have a skeleton angel. Okay. And yeah, a little skeleton baby breaking out of the coffin. That's quite a fun one. And the world. Very interesting kind of interspersed real faces, skull faces with the skeleton dancer, and once again the sands of time, which have come up in quite a few of these. That'll clearly be one of those symbols that you can trace from card to card in a reading if it comes up in more than one, which is always interesting. The Ace of Cups, a scary chalice with a little dragonfly. Oh, that's fascinating. The Two of Cups pouring water from one into the other as well, that sharing of your soul. That's quite lovely, actually. And two hearts. The Three of Cups is party time. It's Though I don't think there are 3 females, which is always my personal preference. But hey, it's good to have variety too, right? The 4 of Cups, he certainly looks dejected. Guitar left in the background. And the 5 of Cups, stuck in a labyrinth, drowning in water. The labyrinth of your own mind. Very interesting stuff. The 6 of Cups doesn't have a childish aspect to it at all, really, that I can see at a first glance. She's holding 5 cups, so where is the 6th? Is it that one there? Don't know. That one's not clear to me at a first glance. We'll have to take a look. The 7 of Cups. Less obvious about the choices as well, because the cups, I guess it's which one of these cups are you going to choose, but they don't seem so very different. There's nothing, well, there's sort of plants coming out of them, but is that just the plants that's around it? And this heart with swords sticking out of it is a common theme in quite a few of the cards, so that's another interesting one. The 8 of Cups. He doesn't seem to be leaving things behind, but certainly can he take the water with him? It's almost like a hat of cups. So there are some that are very interesting, some that are very different, some that seem to bear no relationship whatsoever to traditional meanings. The 9 of Cups, make a wish, you wish for treasure, perhaps. And 10 of Cups, beautiful butterfly, that is lovely. The heart with the swords through it there again, and there. The Page of Cups, female page. Interesting, the sort of water falling through the holes in the spoon. Will it fall back into the cup? The Knight of Cups, riding through a bower of blue flowers. The Queen of Cups, offering us her heart. And the King of Cups, drinking it down. Moving on to the Pentacles, and we have a grasshopper on this skull with coins falling out and mushrooms. So that's a nice sort of natural feel to it. The 2 of Pentacles, this is one of the cards that actually attracted me to this deck in the first place, because there's this butterfly, but it's like in 2 halves, so that sense of balance, what you need to create something that's whole, and the skulls as the pentacles. 3 of Pentacles, less of a teamwork feel, but yeah, growth, growing, natural stuff. Oh, I guess it's teamwork because there are these skulls under the ground, so these help sow the seeds and he then waters it up, working with what they've given him. 4 of Pentacles, it's like Revenge of the 60-foot woman skeleton, peculiar. 5 of Pentacles, walking away, leaving behind, unusual, interesting, having to walk upon eggshells, or in this case skulls, that feeling of being very tentative, and yes, interesting stuff going on. 6 of Pentacles, the ravages of time. Giving and receiving, I don't know, charity, generosity, I don't see any of that here. I just see, as I say, kind of what does time do, bring, achieve, take away, I guess, in that sense. Ooh, so the 7 of Pentacles. All right, it's kind of an abacus in front of him, so he's stepping back to assess. I can see that. And the 8 of Pentacles, so she's taking in what she needs in order to grow, or she also has this, is that a purse there, something she's holding, a bag? Another somewhat odd one. 9 of Pentacles, Okay, so these are great big skulls all around. It feels almost quite oppressive, like he's trapped by all these skulls, that they're crushing him to death. Not sure, but hey, if you are a skeleton, maybe you like having great big skulls. Maybe that is the perfect garden for you. And the Ten of Pentacles also has a butterfly, or perhaps, it's a semi-skeletal butterfly. Odd. I guess that harkens back to, ancestors, those who have gone before, and the houses are all sort of decaying, legacy. Yeah, there are touches there, I like that. The Page of Pentacles, once again a female one, tucking a single coin into her bag, I like that. The Knight of Pentacles looks very steadfast, carrying his bag with him on his skeletal horse. The Queen of Pentacles, very active, no throne here, she's climbing up to harvest or trim. And the King of Pentacles with a treasure chest, of course. So the wands, we have great big red blossom growing out of a red skull, and there's some kind of scorpion or centipede in the front. Two of Wands, that works quite well for me. Being at a crossroads, feeling like you've got everything in your hands that you need to make a decision, and yet you still haven't. So somewhat different, but still. And this red theme continues. Three of Wands. Waiting for your ships to come in, I guess could be waiting for a particular message. Interesting. Four of Wands. I wonder if this is like what they set up for something within the Dia de los Muertos celebrations. Five of Wands with a bunch of matches. Six of Wands. It's not quite clear to me who is I guess it must be the one in the red. Well, no, there's several red hats. So yes, that's not clearly, it's more like a parade, but it's not very clearly that anyone has won anything, is the victor, or is being supported by others. Maybe these are all just the ones watching the person parading. Seven of Wands, wow, huge, great big trees. I guess you might feel a bit dwarfed and defensive with all of that weighing down upon you. Feeling oppressed. Eight of Wands. Flying forward, yeah, that works. And Nine of Wands. The defensiveness I don't quite see, but then she is knocking down those red wands, staffs, flowers, whatever they are. And the 10, once again, this time it looks like pelvic bones around the butterfly, so a different part of the skeleton, a different way of making a skeletal butterfly, because obviously they wouldn't really have bones. And a castle beneath. Doesn't have the same feeling of oppression that I would normally, or overwhelm. That's fun. I do like the page. Very playful. And the knight also sort of rearing up a little. That works nicely. Queen of Wands, interesting, carrying a candle and calling, it seems, to someone. So, And the King of Wands, much more charismatic leader. Go where I'd show you. Swords, Ace. What insect do we have here? All the others had insects. I can't see one at a first glance. So yellow being the predominant colour here for the swords. That's lovely. This sort of looks like a skull, and it's also the scissors. That's beautiful, Two of Swords. I really like that. And the Three of Swords, interestingly, doesn't have the heart with swords through it, which we find in quite a few of the other cards. But look at that. Someone's stabbing the other skeleton through. Four of Swords, making a place of rest. Five of Swords, feeling under attack. There's less of a lose-lose kind of feeling here. Six of Swords, that's an interesting perspective, so still the traditional meaning, but a different outlook. Seven of Swords, what's he stealing away? I don't know. That's, yeah, there are some sort of stakes there, or coffin nails. It says hope and reflection. Eight of Swords, very different. Not sure what I make of that. Looks almost more like the Eight of Wands. I guess if this is the skull, those swords are stopping it from breaking apart its ideas, maybe, or holding it in place. And the Nine of Swords. I don't see the idea of nightmares or insomnia. There's a kind of a spade within the skull, and this, I don't know, is that a wheel or a contraption with multiple rings around it? And a book. Very unusual. And once again, Ten of Swords with skulls in the bottom bits of the wings. And sword and very jaggedy buildings. We have our Page of Swords, writing, journaling. Our Knight of Swords, swallowing his sword through his empty gullet. Okay, yeah, order, I guess, about communication or lack of communication. The Queen of Swords, holding her sword behind her. And the King of Swords with much more of a machete, with beautiful inlay in it. And they all have this, or at least these two have the spade symbol in them. So, a rather unusual and interesting deck. The cards are thicker than traditional low Scarabeo stock, so I can't really quite hold them all in one hand. So the cardstock is more like the Santa Tarot than their more traditional cardstock. Still, let's give it a riffle. So it riffles quite nicely, and it shuffles fine as well. In terms of the cards being fully reversible, you will be able to see whether or not cards are reversed because of the way that they have a border only at the bottom. So this is light and this is dark. It doesn't bother me, but it's certainly something to consider if you do work with reversals, that you will know before you, or from the side, you'll be able to tell if a card is reversed or not. So yes, it shuffles quite nicely, even if it is that somewhat thicker cardstock that you find in like the Tarot Romantica and the Thelema, I believe. And let's draw a card. And we have the Lovers. So, what part of yourself do you need to unlock at this moment, and what is the key to doing that? How can you bring the necessary different parts together? Blessed be.